Welcome back. So now that you've gotten your store guidelines, let's look at the product guidelines. In the upcoming lectures, we will be looking at products together, but before we do that, it's a good idea to take a step back and get a bird's eye view of what we're looking for and why. First thing that we're going to be looking at and for are going to be at the supplier. And we're going to be looking at three things. It's the feedback, the stock, and shipping. First of all, you need to make sure that you have a supplier that has great feedback. And we're going to look at what kind of rating that is and what exactly it is we're looking for. But if you don't have a reliable supplier, it doesn't matter how good the product that you have is, because if the supplier won't be able to send the product properly to the customer, you're gonna get unhappy customers, and that's just bad business. The second thing is the stock. Now, if you find a product that looks very promising, but it's low on stock, imagine if the product starts selling really good and then you go out of stock. I mean, that's a nightmare. So whenever you're looking at products, it needs to have a certain amount of stock before we even consider using it, because we always need to assume that this product may start selling really well. And if it does, we just want the sales to continue racking in. And the third is shipping. Now, shipping isn't as easy as it used to be. When it comes to shipping, usually we're looking at something called standard shipping, but basically what we're looking at is the lowest amount of shipping time for the lowest amount of cost. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at what that balance is, because if you have a really low cost shipping and it's gonna take 9 weeks, that's a no-go. 9 weeks is just way too much. So we're gonna look at what the general waiting time is, and we're going to be looking at what the general prices are and find the sweet spot. But generally, the lowest shipping time for the lowest price. Okay, so this is just a bird's eye view. More details as we start doing this together practically in the coming lectures. So once we have checked off the supplier and we know that, okay, this is good stuff, we're gonna move on and make sure that the product is not branded. Now, we need to avoid all sorts of brands like Nike products. Imagine Nike shoes, for example. It could be Apple products, it could be Star Wars products, Lego products, because all of those sort of brands are gonna have copyrighted material. And if you infringe on that copyright material, for example, you're selling like a Yoda toy from Star Wars, and then their legal team get a notice of that, then you're selling counterfeit items, and then you're in trouble and your whole business is gonna get shut down. So avoid branded products like the plague. You just want to sell clean products, and we're gonna look at what exactly a clean product is, but avoid the brands. And then next up, we're gonna look at the price of the product itself. Now, the general idea is to buy products for around $5 and sell for about $20. The reason why we're gonna buy at $5 and sell for $20 is because $5, first of all, is very cheap. So if we buy something for $5 and sell it for $20, we have a $15 profit margin. And if we can rack in, say 10, 15, eventually 100 sales a day, that's a lot of money coming in. Selling for around $20 is important because that is what we call the impulse range. Basically, most people, especially in America, are gonna say, well, it's just $20. So if you can time the right product in front of the right audience, you can showcase something that, hey, this is something they're really interested in, and it's just $20. Well, that's gonna be money on your account and a product that you can ship to them. So that sort of impulse range is really important. But when you're in that impulse range of $20, you need to make sure that the product itself is cheap enough so you have a profit margin, okay? Because remember, you're still gonna have to pay some money for the shipping. You're gonna have to pay some money as well for the ads later on if you're gonna go with the ads route, which we really recommend. So around $5, give or take a few dollars, and sell for around $20, give or take a couple of dollars. Is very good guidelines. And then we have the weight. We want to buy light products. Light products are cheaper to ship, which means that you can have a higher profit margin. So if you're going to buy a product for $5 and you have shipping for, let's say, $2, well, that's not so bad. But if you buy a heavy product and you're going to have a shipping for $5, ooh, you just doubled your cost on that product and severely lowered your profit margins. So to the best of our ability, we're going to go for light products, and we're going to try to lower down of all of our costs and increase our profits to the best of our ability. And then we have durability. Now, it's worthwhile to buy sturdy products, because let's say that you're selling wine glasses and you get a customer who opens it up and the wine glasses are shattered because, well, it's glass, it shatters. You're going to have unhappy customers, and you are also going to have to be the one who deals deals with the refund. So not only is it costly for you, but even more importantly, it's going to cost your time. And that's problematic because you want to spend all of your time growing your store, not just repairing the damage, because the products that you're selling happens to be so non-durable. It's so fragile. So go with durable products. Avoid all of these things like porcelain or glass items, because things do break and it just causes issues. And finally, images. Make sure that you only use products that comes with high quality images. Whenever you're showcasing a product, you need to know that it's exactly what the audience is looking for. If they can see the product and almost feel that product, the chances of them actually connecting to it and wanting to buy it is much, much, much higher. So it's very important that you use high quality images, and make sure also that the images aren't branded, just like in the previous points. To summarize everything, first of all, we need to make sure that we have a good supplier. Without a good supplier that has everything in stock, that has a good shipping rate and shipping time, doesn't matter what you're selling, it's not gonna work. We need to avoid brands, because brands are gonna cause copyright issues and that can shut your entire store down quickly. Third, the price is important. We need to have a profit margin, and still we want to sell at an impulse range. And then the weight. We want to buy light products because that's going to give us a higher profit margin, simply because they are cheaper to ship. Fifth, buy sturdy products. Products that break are just costing you not only money, but even more importantly, your time. So buy sturdy products. And sixth, you need to have high quality images, because that's the only thing really, apart from the description and the title, that's going to allow your customers to connect with what you're selling and show them that this is exactly what you're looking for. So super important that you're using high quality images. So you are going to be able to download these guidelines as a template in the resources. Bring it with you, because we are going to go much more in depth on all of these different steps and use them to start finding products for our stores. I hope you're excited. Download the template and I'll see you in the next lecture.